Do you ever feel like you can never stay on top of your home as far as the cleaning goes? Every time you spend a few hours cleaning, then a total new mess starts somewhere else. I have created a weekly reset cleaning routine that has really helped me as a stay-at-home mom with 3 boys and a dog, and I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys today. Hey everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Kaylee from The Simple Cozy Haven. Here on my channel, I share all things home and cozy lifestyle related. So if that is something that interests you, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. To start, I am someone who I like to keep a clean home. It's just something that my mom taught me, and I feel like I function better and my family functions better in a clean and tidy home. And I have found that with kids, that can be very hard. And if you are in the depths of toddlerhood and newborn babies, I know how hard it can feel to feel like you kind of have gotten out of that slump and can keep your home clean and tidy and, you know, no more food spills on the floor. And I promise you it does get better. But if you are also someone like me who my kids are gone for a few hours a day, I don't want to be spending the whole 3 hours that I have while my kids are at preschool cleaning my house. So I have created this weekly home reset cleaning routine, and it has really helped me kind of get past the perfectionism of wanting my home to feel and take one area, one task a day, and that be good enough for me. But also creating a morning to do and an evening to do that really just helps keep the house feel like it is picked up and that we're not like surviving. You know, we're really trying to thrive here. So if any of that interests you, I hope you keep watching and learn a lot, as well as I will have my cleaning list down below. You can I'll have a sign up and you can just enter your name and email to get the cleaning list. You can unsubscribe as soon as you get the list if you want, or if you want to be part of my weekly newsletter, I would love for you to join there. I do a few extra things for my newsletter people every week. So if that interests you, you can sign up down below and I'll send it to you, no strings attached. So let's just start with things that I like to do in the morning. And these things might not be done every morning, and that is okay. You know, sometimes the mornings are crazy or something else happens and we're not able to get all these things done. But as long as we're trying, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. So every morning, one thing I like to do is start a load of laundry. This can be even just throwing in the wash the night before and putting it on a delay start. That is a godsend. I'm so thankful to whoever created that feature. But you can start it to like start washing once you wake up, like 6 or 7 a.m. And then once like breakfast is done, you can throw it in the dryer and your load of laundry is done for the day. If that's not really your speed, you know, pick one. So maybe on Monday mornings you wash your kitchen towels or one of your kids' clothes. You know, just kind of start getting a routine. That way, you know, you don't need to have 3 weeks worth of laundry built up, and you can just kind of stay on top of it. You know, one load of laundry a day definitely does keep the monsters away in my house. So I like to at least do 1 load of laundry a day. The second thing I like to do in the morning is once my kids are all done with breakfast, I try to get my kitchen counters clean and empty the sink. So we run our dishwasher every single night, which we will talk about in the evening routine. But my husband, he wakes up and goes to the gym. So before he goes to the gym, he unloads the dishwasher. So thankful for that. But that way, during the day, I can be loading all the dirty dishes and it doesn't, you know, back up and pile up. And this is a great thing if you work outside of the home, getting all of the breakfast stuff and, you know, lunch making things put in the dishwasher, wipe your counters down. I do make my own counter cleaning spray, which I will share a recipe right here. I shared it in one of my last videos, but I love it. I think it's a much safer and it's much more cost effective for someone like me who I've got to get all the crumbs off. It just drives me nuts. That is something I like to do before I get out the door and take my youngest to preschool. And then I've also, this doesn't happen every single day, but especially if I didn't run the robot vacuum the night before, I will turn it on in the morning while I go and do car line. And that just helps me stay on top of the dog hair. We've got a golden retriever, and luckily she doesn't shed as bad as some golden retrievers, but she definitely does shed quite a bit, and it just helps stay on top of the dirt. You know, my kids are, so it is wild. We're always tracking in dirt, and that just really helps me stay on top of the vacuuming. And of course, it's definitely not a replacement for a really good vacuum and mop, but it is good enough for just a daily task. And this is something I don't necessarily do every day, but I try to make sure that my bathroom counters are cleaned off a little bit. You know, if I do my makeup, I like to just kind of tidy it up. It doesn't always happen, guys. Like, we're dreaming here. Maybe one day when we're not like rushing out the door or rushing to do the next thing, I'll have more time to do that. But that is something I definitely recommend doing, and it will just help your days feel so much better. So in the evenings, again, we like to, if you've heard the term closing the kitchen, I think it is brilliant. It is so smart. You know, if you work at a retail store or a restaurant, you open and close. You have these two different shifts that one is, you know, opening the restaurant, opening the store, counting the money, all these things. And then closing is, you know, resetting everything, making sure it's all ready for the next day. That way, when you wake up, you're not like opening your bedroom door, oh my gosh, there's mess everywhere. You know, that's not a fun way to wake up. You know, it's not good for your cortisol levels, and it's just nice to wake up, have a clean kitchen. You know, you're not like, oh my gosh, I didn't wash that dish and now like the food, the spaghetti sauce is really stuck on, you know. Closing shift in the evening. So we like to wipe down our dining room table. Well, I guess this is really our breakfast nook that I'm in right now. We eat here most of the time because we don't really use our formal dining room except for, you know, bigger events. Just, this is easier, this is cozy, it's right off the kitchen. So we like to wipe down the chairs or wipe down the table, get all the crumbs, pull the table back. You know, if there's any big crumbs, we'll vacuum them up. So wipe the chairs down, wipe down the banquette, you know, in case there's sticky fingers or something, just to really clean it up. And then we'll do the dishes, we'll load everything into the dishwasher, we'll do all the hand washing. And then once all that's done, I like to scrub the sink out. That is part of closing the house, is scrubbing the sink with just some Dawn soap. Just scrub it out, get all the food debris out, run the disposal, and then wipe all the counters down. Just reset it for tomorrow. And then we like to do a toy pickup. So we try to make sure we got all the like magnet tiles, all the toys up out of the living room, everything's put away and nice. That way the vacuum should run every night. I've got it on a routine. Sometimes it dies, but that way like the vacuum doesn't go and eat a toy and then break. So like to like have it all cleaned up and, you know, just tidy up the couch, you know, put the pillows and the blankets back nicely and just kind of make sure it's all nice for that day. So those are the kind of the morning and evening routines that we have. I don't think it's that much. It's not like, oh my gosh, I got 30 more minutes of work to do. It's really just, if you have everyone help, like maybe after you eat dinner, have the kids go clean up all the toys before they start their bedtime routine, and then one parent do the dishes and closing all of that. So that really helps. So then as far as like the weekly schedule, I did create this list that I keep in a binder, and I do think that it helps me a lot. So these are just like the little tasks I do each day. Okay friends, I am going to sidebar in here. This is going to be just a little takeaway. I am starting a cozy reset challenge. So every day in October, I'm going to be doing one 15-minute task or less, like heavy on the or less, that is going to help us really be ready for the holiday season. So I feel like October is like flies by, and then all of a sudden it's November and we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and we've got Christmas parties at school, we've got work things, we've got just everything going on, community events, sports. Like life is just wild in November, December. So I wanted to take October before it gets crazy and really kind of do like a slow reset challenge. So I created the Cozy Reset. This is a super easy challenge. We're going to be doing it every day on Instagram stories. I'll be showing you which one I pick, and I did not do it as a day 1, day 2, day 3. It's more of a, okay, I have time to do this. I'm going to accomplish this. Check it off. You know, you can do it on your phone, or I have a PDF print that you can print out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it on my fridge, and we are going to tackle these 30 different tasks, and we're going to have a calmer and cleaner and cozier home for the holidays. So if you are interested, there will be a little sign up link down below in the description box. It'll say sign up for the Cozy Reset, and you can just go into your name and email and I will send you this copy. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I would love that at The Simple Cozy Haven. Here is my feed right here, but I'm going to be sharing in stories, and I'd love to cheer you guys along. So if you want to share with me, tag me in your story of what you're doing, share this with your friends. I really want to help everyone have that calm and cozy home for the holidays, because I have lived in those years where, you know, all of a sudden it's December and you haven't done anything, or you sit down on December 23rd, like myself, and you don't have any gift tags. So you have to go out into the crazy world and get gift tags to finish your Christmas present wrapping. So anyways, if that is something that would interest you, I'd love for you guys to sign up and join, and we're going to have so much fun getting our homes ready for the holiday season. So Monday is my fresh start refresh, which I just like to start the week with a good, easy clean and just kind of pick up anything from the weekend, because sometimes the weekends can be crazy. You know, we do sports and all these things, or if you're traveling. So Monday is kind of just like a grace-filled day for me. So Monday in the living room, I have it all printed and I added checklists. That way I can use like a dry erase marker and just like check it off as I go. And it just helps me. That way I can like break it up. If you know, I've only got like, hey, I've got 30 minutes before I gotta go do this. Let me just go do a few things. It really helps. So you don't have to do this all at once either, guys. So in the living room, I flip the pillows, fold my throw blankets. If anything needs dusted, like the coffee table or just anything, wipe that off. And then I like to go and clean my French doors that are off the living room. Between the dog and the kids, there's always fingerprints and smudges and nose prints and all those things. So I like to just kind of clean that up because it's just one of those things I don't really love to see. And then we do have like a playroom, office, media room area. So sometimes things are fine in there, but if not, just go pick up all the toys, wipe down any like play tables or chairs. I don't have any of that anymore, but then I'll just like turn on the robot vacuum to go in there and clean up quickly. In the dining room, if it's needed, like sometimes it's not needed. Don't feel like you have to do this every week if it's not if it's not dirty. So in the dining room, I'll just dust or wipe the table. I just like Swiffer off the chairs. And then if you need to like clean any doors or glass or anything, that's a great time to do that. And then in the breakfast nook, I do like to more thoroughly wipe down the chairs and kind of pull the table back and really clean it. Sometimes I'll do like a quick like steam mop under the table. And then if anything needs like a spot mop, I'll do that with the steam mop. Because Wednesdays is my big mopping day. And then emptying the small trash cans, which my husband does every Monday evening because Tuesdays are trash day. So that works perfect for that. And I feel like Monday is just kind of like a slower day, you know, kind of those are the days like I might be a little backed up on laundry. And so, you know, just from the weekend, especially over the summer, we would go to the beach and go on the boat. So I'd have like a little bit more to do. Tuesdays is my tidy kitchen Tuesday. So I more so break it up into like a weekly thing for this. So of course I'm going to scrub and shine the sink. I like to like spray it with a bleach solution just to disinfect it. I'll like really clean the faucet, and I'll wipe the appliances down with like the stainless steel cleaner. And of course, like I take all of the things off the counters and clean under them. But then I have it broken out into like 4 different week sections. So on week 1 is when I clean out my fridge. I wipe all the shelves down, get rid of anything that's expired and gross. Week 2, I do my oven and stovetop. So I take the grates down, I clean the oven door, or if there's any like spots that need to be scrubbed a little bit harder, I do that. Week 3 is a pantry refresh. So I pull everything out of the bottom because we don't have like hard shelves. We have wire shelves in our pantry. So I pull everything out of the bottom of the pantry and give it a good vacuum and mop. You know, just again with a little steam mop. We don't always have to pull out the big mop for that, but just kind of go through, you know, consolidate if there's any snacks and just kind of, you know, get it all together, get it a little bit cleaned up. And then week 4 is when I do my deep clean of like the cabinet fronts. So I'll make a Murphy's oil soap solution and in the sink with hot water, and then I'll like wipe all the cabinets down and the backsplash and just anything that just needs a little bit more of a deep clean. So that is my Tuesday task. So I do one of those things, and Tuesday does take me a little bit longer because, you know, especially if I'm doing like the stove and the oven, that does take me a little bit longer. But again, it's maybe 30 minutes to an hour, which is fine for my Tuesdays. You know, if this exact schedule doesn't work for you, just like kind of take it as like a guide, you know? So then Wednesdays are when I do my floor and shine Wednesday. I really do a deep vacuum. So I will run the vacuum in the morning, and then I come back with my big vacuum and I use like the handheld attachment. I get baseboards. I do wipe baseboards as needed. It's more like a deep cleaning quarterly type thing, which I would love to do another video on that for you guys. If you are interested, let me know. I really just want to help people like get their homes really clean and nice. So anyways, I'll do just a little bit more of a deep clean, vacuuming the baseboards and stuff. And again, if you see something, go ahead and just clean it up. It's so easy to just stay on top of it rather than like wait for it to become this big ordeal, right? So then I like to do a really good mop, and I will fill up, I use the Cedar spin mop. It's the best thing ever. I love it. I boil a kettle of hot water and I fill the rest of the mop up with just hot water out of the sink. And then I do a teaspoon, probably like a full teaspoon of the powder Tide. I promise you guys, that is the best mop solution I've ever used. And I have vinyl floors. Apparently it's luxury vinyl. I do not think it's luxury vinyl, but I have vinyl floors, and I find that that really just gets so much of the dirt up. And I do about 4 buckets of water. So once it starts getting dirty and cloudy, dump the water. Like, if you don't do that and you're mopping your whole home, and again, I'm not doing bedrooms at this point. I'm just doing like our main kitchen, living room, entryway, and I do about 4 buckets of water. So it does take me a little bit longer, but I think it's worth it because you're really cleaning your floors, and doing this every week, you would still be amazed how much dirt gets accumulated on your floors. I'm like, there are people who never mop, and I'm mopping every week and I'm still having 4 buckets of dirty water, which is just crazy. But I promise you guys, your home is gonna feel so much better, even just after like a few weeks of doing a routine like this. It's gonna feel so much better. So then the Thursdays are my little space Thursdays, which is my kiddos' room. So I have on here that I strip and wash the sheets. I've moved that to a weekend task. So on Thursdays is when I start their laundry, and I can usually get all 3 of their laundry done on Thursday. I just kind of bucket out and I put it on the dining room table, and my husband and I have a little folding party in the evenings if I didn't get around to it. Do their laundry, or if sheets work better for you, it just doesn't, it's not the best for me because Thursdays we have ball practice. So that's something like I don't want to have to come home and make beds. So anyways, again, basically just a thorough clean of their rooms, wiping their dressers and nightstands, Windex any mirrors, or if there's, you know, fingerprints on glass or anything. I reset their books. I reset their closet. You know, sometimes I take a shirt off the hanger and then throw it on the ground, you know, whatever. I'll wash it again because I'm crazy like that. But just kind of reset everything, make sure the drawers look nice. I do a big vacuum. I get under the bed. Sometimes I'll move the dressers if it's been a while since I've been in there and done that. So then I do that, and then I mop their bedrooms as needed. And then the bathrooms, my 2 younger ones share a bathroom. It's like a Jack and Jill thing. And then my oldest has his own bathroom. So much fun, right? So many bathrooms to clean. But again, just a basic like bathroom clean. Wiping the mirrors down, wiping the sink, cleaning the toilet, cleaning the shower, just simple things. And usually I'll do like all of these things. I'll clean everything, and then I'll come in and vacuum all together and then mop. That way it's like just so much more expedited. I really like that. And then Thursdays, like going into the weekend, everyone's bathrooms and rooms are clean, and especially like with the sinks, you know, my littles with their toothpaste, it's just like, guys, aim for the sink, not the mirror, you know. We're still learning that, you know, we got 4 and 6-year-olds, so that's fun. And Friday is a Sanctuary Friday, so that is when I clean our bedroom and our bathroom, and I do basically the same thing. Wash the sheets, take everything off the dressers, wipe it down, make sure everything's put away, and then again, do a deep clean of my bathroom. And it's not like a crazy deep clean, but I do the showers, I do the sinks, I do the toilet. Then we mop, and if needed, I will go into like our closet and kind of just reset things, because, you know, I'll try on a shirt and then I don't throw it on the ground. At least I don't throw it on the ground. I put it in a pile on my closet like shelf. So just kind of like reset everything, and that really has helped our bedroom stay very tidy as well, because that's like one of those places I've always kind of been more neglectful. I'm like, that's our room. It's not really worried, but it feels so much better to get into bed on Friday night after you shower, get on clean, fresh pajamas, and have clean sheets, and everything just feels crisp and clean, and it's so nice. So wonderful. And Saturday is Cozy Corner Saturday, which we don't do a ton of cleaning on the weekend. I do not want it to be time to clean, because I want to spend time with my family and just kind of have a break. So I do have on here, you know, as needed, we'll go into the playroom, reset, especially after everything. I'll like wipe down the desk. Again, if it's not needed, I'm not going to do it. So don't feel like you have to like keep to the list. Again, the dining room, if needed. Sometimes we have company over on Friday, so I'll like wipe everything down, or if we have people coming over on Sunday, you know, just make it nice. But again, like I don't necessarily need to do all that, because when we do it in the evenings, when we do our like evening reset, closing of the kitchen and house, we've already accomplished it. So it feels so much better to know that like all that's done, and it just really makes it so, okay, hey, let's take 10 minutes, let's go clean up the playroom, have everything reset, and life feels so much better. So then on Sundays, again, I don't necessarily want to be cleaning, but we do a 10-minute pickup in the living room with everybody, and this is like our slow reset. So usually I will pick up like groceries on a Sunday at some point. It just really depends. So I'll like go around and know that if anyone needs, like if I've like made a mental note like, oh hey, our bathroom is out of toilet paper in the cabinet, I'll go to our laundry room and, you know, refill that, or I'll go do like soap refills and all of those things. If there's any like leftover laundry, I'll try and catch up on, and I'll, you know, if there's like random socks, I'll try and go find them at their home. So it's really just easy. I'll make sure that the drop zone is all clean. Everyone's bags are packed. The Chromebook things are charged for school, which is so annoying. So just make sure like everything is just like picked up and ready for Monday, and tidy of the kitchen. But again, you know, that just kind of correlates into our evening routine, so it makes it so much easier. So those are kind of the things that I do every week to really stay on top of the house. And this is not like a deep cleaning thing. I am working on really creating a kind of like a monthly type of a deep cleaning, you know, like pick one thing to do a month and break that up into like bite-sized chunks. So I hope that this video helped you and kind of just gave you some ideas. I really think that people thrive in calm and clean environments. So this is just one way that I've kind of found for myself to create this list, and it's helped me so much. Just kind of feel like I'm staying on top of it, and you know, sometimes the ball does drop, but that's okay, you know, that's life. Don't feel like you have to keep it all together all the time. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you're interested in joining me for the Cozy Reset, I would absolutely love that. I think it's gonna be such a fun and good time, and I really hope that at the end of it, you feel like you are ready for the holiday season. I know I'm gonna feel ready. I'm already ready. I'm ready to get out the Christmas trees, y'all. Like, I think this is gonna be a great season. So we are just working on systems and routines to get us ready. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye, y'all.